got my keys. Okay, cool. Well, I got a better idea. Sense of great power inside. I can do this. I've trained for this review. There's no going back now. Let's start this review. Hey guys, this is Mike again. I am joined by...
It's me, Matt.
He's off camera, and we are...
Where could I be?
Yeah, he's a disembodied voice.
You'll never know.
We are going to... This is not a podcast. This is going to be a review of the new Dragon Ball Z movie that came out in theaters. Matt actually went and saw it, and it was the first time you've ever seen anything Dragon Ball, but can't wait to get into that. That'll be interesting.
Besides, like, t-shirts that you used to wear.
Yeah, all the time. But, yeah, like, it's pretty much... I've seen pretty much everything that has to do with it, and this is, like, the first time Matt's ever seen, like, anything. So it'll be first time Matt's seen something, and, like, it'll be interesting to see from his perspective what the fuck he thought of it.
I literally knew hardly anything about it. Except
good.
for stuff that you've said over the years.
Right.
Which is not a whole lot.
Okay, so I guess before we get into that, do we want to do anything first? I guess. Or do we just want to get into that and then we'll...
I don't know.
I'm looking off camera to man.
We're pilgrims in uncharted territory. Why don't we explain why this isn't a podcast? Because we didn't do our jobs.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do like a full review of Dragon Ball, and I had this idea of like getting Matt in on it because he's never, like I said, I mean, I've said this 12 times already in this 5-second long video that Matt's never seen anything Dragon Ball.
Well, I said troll was weird about 100 times, so
that's okay.
I see.
If anybody's watched any of the reviews I've done before with Julie, they'll know that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I wanted to do that because I thought it would be a unique experience. It only happens once.
It was a unique experience, all right.
That's actually why Matt is not on camera. He's so ashamed of this movie. No, I don't know if that's true.
I'm so ashamed that I've seen it. I don't want anyone to see me.
Yeah. Now you don't even want to see yourself on film.
Or in a mirror.
Okay. So, good lord.
Off to a great start.
This is already starting to become a podcast-style review, which is good. Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Or the worst of neither. Makes no sense. I actually have some questions for you, Matt.
All right. Well, okay.
Or what?
Speaking of questions, why don't we talk about the little pre-show that we saw the other night?
The trivia?
Yeah.
That wouldn't fucking end.
Yeah.
And it had like... Okay, so like...
That was hard to watch.
So, this, we go to see the movie. It's supposed to start at 7 o'clock, but before they were like, guys, thanks for coming. It was like a pre-recorded thing, obviously. It wasn't like someone was in the theater, like, asking questions. And it was kind of weird because they didn't do it before the last one we saw, I don't think, like the Battle of the Gods. But, like, we were sitting down ready for the movie to start, and, like, this, like, no-name guy came up, like, and he was like, you know what, let's have some fun before we start. We've got some trivia questions to ask the voice actors.
Get out your phones, play along with us, and hashtag who gives a shit.
Yeah, because it was already pre-recorded, so it doesn't really matter. Like, and it's weird because the audio was like super low.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't
already lowering the excitement level in the room.
Right.
Barely audible.
No one was answering the questions because they were kind of like... There wasn't like a, hey, this is the 1 out of 10. It was just there was an indefinite mystery amount of questions going to be asked. And
so the voice actors come on and like talk about the movie a little bit beforehand, and they seem okay. Like they seem respectful.
Yeah.
About like the movie and the characters and the series and everything.
Yeah.
But the American voice actors of anyone involved in all the making of the movie are like the least important people.
They didn't know anything either.
Yeah, well, that's...
Which I don't know if it was almost like they were kidding, because it was like, how do you not know this? Like, I guess maybe
they aren't involved in creating the characters.
They just like
read
lines.
Yeah. So asking them trivia questions only pointed out that they didn't know.
Right.
Well, besides
it made the people that were like super excited for those voice actors that they like love.
Yeah, exactly.
Like pretty much shitting on them.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
I think the only person that really knew everything was like the guy that played Lupin, like
right.
Krillin's character.
Right.
He like knew almost everything. There was like some questions.
I don't expect those guys.
Right.
They're just voice actors.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to know like
right.
the intricate details that they were being asked.
Right.
It was hard to watch, man.
Some of the questions, like to me, were super easy, but there was like one at the end that wasn't a question that had been asked. That that you would pose if you hadn't seen the last movie. So I don't know.
And it was the worst kind of trivia where it's like you don't learn anything from it. It's like, how many times did this happen? 89, 65.
Right.
It's like that's not interesting.
Right. It was like only the hardest of hardcore people that have like watched everything 5,000 times.
Yeah.
And like knew all the facts. Like I know character names, but I'm not gonna know. Like, and they were like, how many planets did Frieza fucking destroy?
Right.
It's not like he's like, I am Frieza, the destroyer of 109 planets. Like he never said that. It's like.
But couldn't they think of more interesting questions?
Yeah, I mean that's not even the point, but it's kind of like
they like have a meaning. Or a point.
So like while that was going on, like
I could tell you were like, oh man.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Well, I was like, I could answer all these questions, but I've learned like I used to be like I'm the fucking expert, but I've learned that like who gives a shit?
Yeah, there will always be someone who knows more than you.
Well, not only that, but like I've known people that are like. They're total assholes, and they're like, if you don't know everything, you're fucking not a real fan. And
yeah.
I'm just like, huh?
Those people can go to hell.
Yeah. Like, it's cool, like, if you're in a trivia thing, and people are like, wow, you know a lot about this. And you're like, I do, because I wasted my time on it. And it was, But it's not really a waste, I guess, if you have fun. But at the same time, like, if you're at a trivia game, and someone's like, what was the planet that Luke grew up on? Like, and you know it, then you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, because it helped people out. But if you're like... going around fucking debasing people.
You don't know that?
Yeah.
You're an idiot. I know you're an idiot.
Yeah, because you wasted your time on that.
Right.
And it's not like anyone that doesn't know that is less of a fan.
Right.
But, like, I kind of felt bad because people weren't getting into it. Like, I think the thing was, if they didn't have the voice actors fucking it so bad, and they were just, like, had it on the screen, and then people were, like, yelling it out, it would have been, like, people were getting hyped into it. But instead it was, like... You had to watch these people fail horribly.
Right.
Like,
I mean, they could have brought in the creators or someone who actually like had something interesting or like had more input into making the movie.
Yeah,
and you could actually maybe learn something.
I think it was like just that those were the easiest people to get to,
yeah.
And they recorded it like after they were done with the movie.
An hour before that screened. Like, oh crap, we forgot to do the pre-show.
Yeah. Not only that, but I really didn't want to watch that because it kind of gave shit away. Like I tried to watch as little as possible about
it did. It showed scenes from the movie we were about to see.
And, like, spoilers if you didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But...
it was kind of helpful for me, though, because they did set up...
I guess they did kind of, like, talk about stuff, which was nice.
I was probably the only one that was helpful, too.
Yeah. I think you were the only one that had ever gone to a Dragon Ball Z movie. And well, not the only person, because I guess... But, like, you were the only one there. Yeah. But this will be a spoiler review, just so you guys know if you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about it.
So, spoiler, the pre-show was garbage.
Shit, yeah. You probably won't see it in anymore. Well, you might, because that was the second
day. Maybe it'll be on
day.
a Blu-ray or something.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But,
that'd be embarrassing.
Yeah. They're like, hashtag, too late, doesn't matter. This hashtag doesn't exist anymore. Well, wait, hashtags aren't things that don't exist. They're not like www.com.
Yeah, but what do you... So we were... They're telling us we were supposed to send a tweet.
Matt is getting, like, fucking flustered.
Send a tweet that would say, hashtag Dragon Ball Z trivia. What? Why?
Yeah.
And then you have to send 10 of those, one for each question?
Well, you don't get, like, anything for it.
No!
It's not like, hey, first person...
You become a dumber person for doing it.
Not only that, but you're kind of an asshole because you have your phone out in the theater.
Right.
Like...
Fuck that person.
As soon as they said that, they were like, get your phones back. I was like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? This is a theater.
Yeah.
God. That's like worse than bringing a fucking gun to fucking
worse.
Ford Theater to kill Lincoln. I gave you a swerve. That was kind of bad timing because I guess we just had some theater shootings. I didn't mean it that way. But since I brought attention to it, it's even worse.
It was bad timing back in 1865.
For the back of Lincoln's fucking skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for our country.
That's true. Anyway,
in 1865, a fledgling nation.
Fucking answer Dragon Ball trivia questions in front of the Force Theater.
Back then it was Dragon Ball A.
Yeah. They're like, which planet has Frieza talked about destroying for the first time? Oh god. Okay, so
I totally derailed the podcast.
no, you derailed it. We're just talking about Lincoln.
All right.
Lincoln Ball Z. Okay, I have some questions for you, just because this is the first time you've ever seen anything Dragon Ball.
Bring it on.
What was like the worst part of that movie to you, like when you were watching it?
That's a good question.
I mean, I know my answer to every single one of these, but you were watching this for the first time, like anything Dragon Ball, so I really don't know what your thoughts were about all this. Because at the end you were like, it was great, and I think you meant like you were happy to go, but I don't know.
Wow, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'll pass.
Okay.
Let's come back to that one.
Okay. Favorite part, but we can come back to that too if you can't think of anything right now.
I think my favorite part was like the simplicity of it.
Oh yeah, it was like Expendables, if not baser than.
Yeah, like the story was as simple as it gets. Like this guy wants revenge, and they're gonna fight.
Yeah,
and then they fight, and that's the movie.
That's pretty much all of Dragon Ball right there.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
So that was your favorite part, is like the plot?
Yeah, I enjoyed it was just it set out, like it accomplished what it set out to accomplish in the movie. Like very simple story. I don't know.
It's funny because like at the beginning and end, you could just put those two back to back, and that would be the.
Yeah.
It's like,
I could kind of tell, and then probably 10 years from now they'll have another one.
Oh yeah, they'll probably. Man, this might be like a long video, guys. What's your?
My favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite part of the movie.
Yeah. I guess that's what I should have said. Once again, I didn't.
I enjoyed the. Like the part where all the dudes like come out of the ship or whatever, and it's
and it's like a fucking.
They were all fighting like 100 guys at once.
Yeah.
I wondered, like, on an epic scale, was that like the most epic fight that's ever been in the series, or is that like the norm?
Okay, so there were a couple things that were like pretty like interesting about that fight. Like number one was like, that was the first time that a new character had been in like a fight, like that space guy, the cop, Jocko or whatever. That was the first time he had ever been in the show at all, ever. So he was like introduced, like when that happened, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
That's funny because he was like the least interesting character to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like to me, it's funny because we're about to go down like all these different rows, and I'm just like, this is gonna be a long thing. There are other characters that are like goofy like that like I would much rather they have put in the movie. Like, there's a character in it called Mr. Satan, and he's pretty much like Hulk Hogan. He's like a guy that took credit for like all the actual heroes, like killing the bad guys, and so everybody thinks he's like the ultimate hero of the Earth. So he's just like a fake hero, but like I don't know, I just think he's like so charismatic that it would be cool if he was actually in it more. I don't know, he's like the strongest Earthling, but he's not. Like, he would probably get killed pretty easily.
Okay.
But like, he's more of like a showman kind of a thing. But like, I felt like I wish that he would have been in it or something, because he was in the last one for a bit. But anyway, like, yeah, that character was, I don't know, it was kind of, I think it also hurt because like, there was so much that character did, and there was no backstory for me or anyone else in that theater, unless I found out today you had to have read like an offshoot like comic that was written about this character in 2013.
Oh man, so it's like The Matrix, like, you don't understand this scene unless you play the video game.
Well, it's weird because I didn't even know that character existed, and I thought it was just because like in the show, the new show that they've just started that takes place after like Z, that character's in the intro, but I was like, oh, we'll get to this guy. And when he showed up in the movie, I was like, what the fuck is this? Because it seems like this movie is also, like, jumped ahead in the storyline. So I don't know. I was just kind of like, what? You know what I mean? It's just weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, like that character, yeah, he was like, it was whatever. But like, Master Roshi, that guy, like, I don't think he's only been in like in the very beginning, one of the first movies he was in actual fights. But
which one was he?
He was like the old guy.
Okay, that guy was pretty cool.
Yeah, by the end of the show, like all he does is like watch the fights like on TV because he's like so outclassed. But in this, it was like he's even more outclassed, but he fucking was like kicking ass. And I was
he was keeping up with the.
I was like, why didn't they do that with all the other characters? It was funny because they said that like they were like we had to leave these two characters at home, and those characters were stronger than Master Roshi, so I didn't get why they were not there. If anybody's ever like not seen Dragon Ball, they're not gonna have any fucking clue what I'm talking about right now.
I don't know.
Matt's face is like a fucking drywall. He keeps going like, huh.
I'm like, I'm gonna turn on my off switch.
Yeah, you're just like click.
Power down for a while.
Yeah, but that would have to be your like favorite part was like the fight with all those characters.
Yeah,
I think that's probably my favorite part too. Honestly,
it was pretty well done.
Yeah, that's what I like. I put down like some pros. I put like the fight with Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, Gohan, Master Roshi, and like Jocko were like that was my favorite part of the entire movie.
Yeah, it was cool
because it showed characters that normally don't get like shown as much anymore. Because usually it's like the Vegeta and Goku show at this point. Kind of like, hey, John Cena, right? In every match, it's like, okay. But anyway,
I think I can go back to the first question now.
Okay, worst part.
The villain didn't blow me away.
Yeah, I think that,
especially because they set him up in that pre-show. Like he's the greatest villain in the history of the show, and I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna be awesome. And I didn't find him all that interesting.
He was a lot toned down from like the show.
Really?
In the show, like I mean, he did kill his own people, but it's like. I felt like there was no real like consequences in this movie at all. No,
because he came back from the dead.
Yeah.
So why does it matter?
Right. That's what I was. I was kind of like, and not only that, but like when
have they done that before in the series? Just bring someone back like from the dead, just total resurrection. I
don't remember if they've ever wished a character back because I think this is the first time they've ever had like. Well, no, that's not true. In one of the movies, like, someone wished. Like all the people that have ever been killed that were evil back, and like Hitler comes back.
Nice.
And they like kill him again.
But yeah, in your series, when you start bringing back the dead, you lose all your stakes.
Yeah, the problem, like...
And your pork chops.
Yeah.
Delicious.
At first, it was kind of like an interesting thing, and there were more rules. Like you could only bring back someone a couple times to life. But now it's become like, Goku is dead, but he's perpetually just coming and going wherever he wants.
Okay.
So it's kind of like they've kind of gotten around all that crap, and it kind of sucks because it's like if there's no consequences and there's like with like the Earth being blown up, like if there's no consequences, like what's the point? Like I felt like at the very end of the movie, nothing had changed. Like literally, it was the same kind of scene where he's being tortured.
Yeah, the first scene was the same as the
except for this time he has his body, which makes no sense because. I mean, I don't know. Not only that, but then like he was like, I can't wish him back because his body was destroyed. I was like, couldn't you just fucking make him a new body? Like, is that beyond the power of?
Well, we'll find out in the sequel.
Yeah, resurrection of fuck you. But yeah, that was. It sucks because that character was like super awesome in like the show. Like he was like the first real character that you heard about that was like really powerful. And the problem was I think that if they had made this character as powerful as that, like he killed a couple characters in this movie, like and like even though they might be wished back one day, like it wouldn't be for a while, like it would have actually had weight. Yeah. Instead he's like he got more powerful, but then it was like nothing. He just got destroyed. I was like, Jesus. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it sucks because that character is such a great character, but at the same time, the way that he was put in the movie, like...
Didn't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was okay. He was fine.
Yeah. So, what would you say... I guess that kind of goes along with... Fuck, wrong paper. Who your least favorite character is? Probably that guy then, right? Or,
No, I'd probably do the policeman, just because he was totally... He was plain vanilla.
He was pretty goofy. Who's your favorite?
I like the old dude, for sure.
Master Roshi?
Yeah. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
Just seeing an old guy.
Fighting?
That was cool.
I had a feeling like when he showed up he might fight, but when he did I was like, this is awesome.
Nice.
So usually what'll happen is he'll just like run away. Because he's outclassed, but I guess he just decided to fight, and I was just like, fuck it. But there we go. Trying to think like
what was your second least favorite?
Go through every scene and tell me how you rank it. Let me see here. I'm like, oh yeah, the trade on an iPod. I don't know. I've just got a couple things. Like I liked, what was it? I liked Frieza was back, but now that like I've thought about it, and now that I've kind of like, I don't like the way that it was done.
Okay.
Like, as far as the way that like, it was just weird. It was like they brought him back, but then he was just so easy to defeat. It's like it should not have even been made. Like it's a movie.
Yeah, it seemed like
like they did it because he was a huge fan favorite.
Right, it seemed like fan service, the movie.
Yeah.
And I could tell that, never having seen.
Right. because of how like the voice actors were like, this is like a gift to the fans, and I like watched it and I was like, what? No, it's not. Like, I mean, I didn't hate the movie. Like, it's definitely one that I like better than some of the other Dragon Ball movies.
Okay.
But, it kind of sucked that it's like if they bring back, like, a beloved character in a film franchise, and, like, he was just horrible. Like, you were just like, wow, he came back and did nothing.
Spoilers for Star Wars Episode 7.
Well, at least he'll be entertaining, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I liked when that one dude said cheese.
Cheese?
When he was like, what's this shit on the pizza?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, it's cheese. Like, the voice actor was just giving no shits at that point.
Yeah. I enjoyed those characters because they were pretty strange.
Like the cat and the...
They're like gods or something?
Yeah, like, what is it? Wheeze and Lord Beerus? Yeah, I like those. Those guys were in the first one. They were like... In Gods of Destruction, they were the characters that were like
movie?
the adversary. No, like the first new movie that they've done.
Okay.
It does taste like shit.
It is shit.
They were like the bad guys in that one.
Cool.
So like when they came back and they were kind of like not, I don't know, it was kind of nice to see like characters come back that were more powerful than anyone else there, but do nothing.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Which I like because in almost every other like movie they'll have like a character that comes back that's like super powerful and then you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Except that do-over was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, like
I have this thing called a do-over. It's like, I wonder if that's going to come into play later.
You know what's funny is like I was so like paying attention, I didn't even think about that, and then as soon as like shit got blown up, I was like, man, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I know what's gonna happen, and like
they could have been a little bit more subtle when they set it up.
Yeah. Or
that's okay.
I honestly like as bad as this is, I wish that they would have just like ended the movie there.
Yeah, or like had him kill one of the main characters and like win.
Right.
That would have been like holy shit.
Yeah. I knew that was gonna happen though. Like,
did they ever do that?
No, they've never had a movie end where like the bad guy wins.
Do the main characters ever get killed like permanently?
Goku was supposed to be permanently dead, but it was like
he was pretty alive in that movie.
So many people would complain that he got brought back.
Okay.
And then like Vegeta was gone for a while too, and yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Like,
okay.
They do have
That's
a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know.
I was just asking.
It'd be nice if they had that where they were like, you can only die one more time. And you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how they would come about that at this point, but it's like,
I don't know. It seems like when like people kill off popular characters, it causes like a huge.
Yeah, like when they killed off like Megatron, and everybody was like, or Optimus Prime,
right?
And everybody would complain so much about the new guy that they fucking brought him back.
They killed Brian, the dog and Family Guy.
Yeah,
and people were crying.
I actually loved that new guy a lot more.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was hilarious.
People were crying as if it was an actual death.
Yeah. I know.
It's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I get like yeah, you like that character and everything, but
At least when Simpsons kill people, they kill them for forever.
yeah,
Like, Jesus. It's like, stick to your fucking guns.
right.
Like, but like I said, this is a little bit different because like they had something from the beginning in this show that kind of like, I mean, it wasn't like from the beginning, but it was like you could wish for something with the Dragon Balls. Like the first few wishes weren't to bring people back to life, but like soon enough as people found out across the universe that you could use the Dragon Balls to wish for anything, even like immortality, like that's when like shit started going down.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to kill off characters to like make it impactful.
I still don't get why like most characters don't wish for that. Like no one has ever wished for it. Still,
can you wish for more wishes?
You get 2. There used to be only 1.
Okay.
So like,
that's the ultimate loophole.
Yeah, I don't know. There were like these things where like at first there was 1 wish. On Planet Namek, there were 3, and then like when they remade the Dragon Balls on Earth, there were 2. So I was just like, okay, you get 2 wishes. That's still fucking way better than never having, like, not having wishes. Like, Jesus, what's like getting a wish out of anything? I think the only thing you can't wish for is for like the dragon to like kill someone. So if it's like more powerful, you couldn't be like, kill that guy for us, like, because he's not as powerful or something. I mean, I don't know if that's.
That's cool.
Yeah. But it's like, it doesn't matter, because you have people that are more powerful than the dragon. And everyone else in the universe. Yeah, I put, like, pros as, like, Master Roshi fighting. That was pretty sweet. Okay, so I got a lot more cons, sadly, on this list.
All right, but before we go negative,
let's go positive.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What made you like this series in the first place?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that. Because they're usually never around. No, I honestly, like, I don't know, man. That's a really good question. I've never really.
Now that I think about it, I hate it.
Yeah, like fuck this. I think it was mainly because when I was like younger and I started watching this like middle school to high school, like, I mean, any younger guy is gonna be big into like pure action.
Yeah.
And to me, like, definitely. It was on Cartoon Network and they were showing it, and it was just like I just started watching it all the time and, you know, being excited about it and stuff like that. And like, it's funny because back then I liked, like, Goku was my favorite character, but now I'm starting to switch and I think Vegeta's my favorite character.
They're both pretty good characters. I
like,
can see the appeal. I
think when I was younger, I liked Goku more, but now, like, he's like John Cena. So to me, I'm kind of like, I'm more into, like, Vegeta, like the Randy Orton, but he's like the second fiddle, and will always be the second fiddle, which sucks, but, because it sucks because it almost seems like Goku's never, like, changed his character. Really? Like, he's never, I mean, he's always, like, super good, which, I mean, I guess you probably shouldn't change your characters too much, but Vegeta used to be, like, one of the worst people. Like, he was, like, Frieza, and then he became, like, a good guy. Same thing with Piccolo, like, the green guy. He used to be, like, evil, and then, like, he became good. Where Goku's always just been, like, the same thing.
That's cool.
So, I don't know, like, I guess it's mainly just I started getting into it. And it's kind of like Speed Racer. I don't really know why I got into that, or, like, Lupin, but, like, once I did, it was, like, it became like that in Austin Powers, where I was just like, I really like this, so now I'm just gonna fucking obsess over it because I'm a fucking weirdo.
All right.
I don't know. It's a hard question. Like, I don't really like, if you were to like say why you became why you like the Terminator. I mean, of course, like, it's an awesome movie, but like,
because it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Next question.
When you saw it, like when, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you probably remember exactly. I mean, you might remember the first time you saw it, but, like, I'm guessing your dad showed it to you. Yeah. So, like, to me, I don't really remember. I think maybe it was just on Cartoon Network, and then I started watching it, and then kind of went from there. Not only that, but I think it didn't hurt that, like, back then it was hard to get a hold of, like, you know, Japanese animation, and you had to go to, like, Suncoast if you wanted to buy it, and it was $5,000.
There was no internet.
It was just, it was, if you wanted to load something up, it was, like, fucking impossible. Just fucking forget about it. You're not going to watch. It's not like torrents where you can get, or, like, sites that stream it.
Didn't you tape a bunch of them on VHS?
Yeah, I had, like, a couple volumes, and then now I have, like, the Blu-rays and the DVDs and all the movies, and,
Do they re-release them like Star Wars style?
Oh my god, that's almost worse.
Really?
Yeah, like I got the VHSs and it was like I had all those or like most of those and I was like, okay, cool. And then they were like, we're releasing on DVD the way it was meant to be seen on widescreen, which looking back makes no fucking sense because it was filmed in 4:3.
So they were just lying.
Yeah, they stretched the shit out of it.
Oh man.
So I watched it, or like they cleaned up the prints, which it did look better, but then like they came out with the originals like the way it should be seen, like so I was
originals.
Yeah, and then they did the Blu-rays, and then they did Dragon Ball Kai, which is like,
what was that?
It's the same thing as Z, but with a new intro and a new outro, and like they cut out the filler episodes.
Oh wow.
But it's still the same shit.
Yikes.
And like the transfers and colors look kind of shit. So like the lines on it are bad. And like there's a character named Mr. Popo. He's like a freaking genie or whatever, but he's black. And he has like these big like red lips. And they were like back in the day, it's like I don't really know if that was like supposed to be racist. I don't think it was, but it was just like a genie or something. But like in the Dragon Ball Kai version, they color him blue. So it's kind of stupid. Like I don't know. Like I guess if it offended someone, but I don't ever remember anyone saying that they were offended by that because it's not like he was like acting like super like like old fashioned like blackface or anything like that.
Yeah, and I never like when they like go back and change stuff like that because it's like, if it's racist, it's racist. Like let's own up to it,
right? And
not like try to hide.
Well, it was originally made in the '80s, so it was like
learn from it.
It's not like they made it like last year, and the guy was like, ho ho, I'm gonna make this. Yeah. Not that, but all the black people he makes in his show look like that, or they did. They all had like weird lips, and I'm just like. They're better. Like now, when you see someone like that, and like when he draws them, they look different. But I think it's maybe because he's gotten better at it or something. Yeah, he's like not as bad at it. But yeah, like they've had a lot of different versions. Like as far as like releases and here's the extras, and we added more interviews with the American
voice actors who don't know anything about the actual show.
Dude, did I tell you about like when I went to meet that guy Goku?
Yeah. I remember
he like snubbed me kind of.
Oh no, really?
I don't know if he like meant to do it, but I was just like, I was like, hey man, and like I guess it was kind of my fault because he was like by himself and it looked like he was kind of packing stuff up. But I was like, hey man, what's up? Or like I didn't know if he was like leaving or whatever. He's like, I wanted to like shake his hand and be like, oh, because it was like that's like the number one guy of the show pretty much, and like he's like, oh sorry, I gotta go, and his like handler was like, no, you got like 10 minutes, and he's just like, I gotta go. And I was like,
oh man.
Yeah. I felt like
that's horrible.
Pretty bad about it, and I was kind of like, man, that sucks.
You never want to meet your heroes. They'll only let you down.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well.
Oh well. So, any other questions you have for me?
Yeah, what did you think of the animation in the movie?
There were certain parts that I was kind of like, what? Like, at the beginning, when they showed, like, that water and some other parts, I was clearly, like, fucking CG, and I didn't like that. But the rest of it seemed like it was, like, when it was animated, it was really good, but when it was, like, you could tell it was CG, like, CG assisted, I didn't like that. Because, like, I don't know, maybe because I expect, like, if you're going to make a feature film and it's going to be, like, animated, you should draw it. But that's just me, I don't know. If you're going to make it, like, animated. I mean, unless it's, like, something... I don't know if that spaceship was CG. Like, it probably was, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that really stuck out to me is when they're going through that canyon in the very beginning and, like, all those bats were flying around.
Right.
And I was like, this is totally CG.
Yeah.
But once they got into, like, the part with, like, the bears, that part was, like, drawn.
How did it stack up to the rest of the show?
Oh, as far as, like, drawing goes?
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
better, worse?
It was way better than anything that had been drawn in Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
For the most part.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like, as far as, like, the draw... Like, it's the same, like, art style, but, like... I mean, the models are a little bit different. Like, they've changed the way people, like, dress a little bit. Like, give them different, like, outfits and, like... maybe someone's not as muscular. Because, like, at the end of, like, Dragon Ball Z, like, Goku looked like frickin' John Cena. It's like the 20th John Cena comment I've made on this video.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same thing.
Well, you're a member of C Nation.
No.
He's not even gonna be here.
I know, right? FM. But, so, yeah, I mean, it was... What was I even talking about? Oh, the animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
For the most part.
They showed a clip from, like, the original, I guess, from 1989.
Yeah.
And it looked way different.
Yeah.
There were, like, more, like, pencil lines in there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do kind of like
cool,
that.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, like, some episodes... Like, that's the only thing that kind of stinks about, like, when you're making, like, anime. And they do it even now. Like, if you get, like, lazy people on it, like, one episode will look totally horrible.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You can tell the difference.
Yeah, there's been some things where, like, they try to rush it out to, like, TV, and, like, someone will, like, an eyeball will be facing, like, this way. And then when you get it on DVD, it's, like, a totally different... It looks way better.
Fix it.
Yeah, because they're just trying to get it out on TV as quickly as possible.
Yikes.
But back in the day, like Dragon Ball Z wasn't ever really like that bad, but there were episodes that were, like, they looked horrible. They were, like, filler episodes, and I was like, okay. It's, like, a filler compounded with bad drawing. It's like, next.
Yeah, the animation didn't blow me away, but I think that's because I've, like... Like, I watched this recently.
That's, yeah. This is, like, the pinnacle of, like, animation right here. Like, because this is, like, the, like, Studio Ghibli, they hand draw all their shit. And you can tell. It's, like...
But it still was, like, super cinematic.
Yeah, it's, like, all this stuff, like, not only is, like, hand-drawn, but it's, like... It
almost looks like a like, real.
It's as if someone
it's
had
weird.
A camera in the environment.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing I think I would complain about in, like, Dragon Ball is, like, there are a lot
It wasn't bad.
Right, there are just a lot of, like, shots that are in every single Dragon Ball, everything, like a wide shot.
They just reuse shit all the time.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of the character designs are the same, too. Like, I mean, it's the same guy been drawing the same shit, and he does Dragon Quest and that. So, and Chrono Trigger.
Ah, that makes sense. I totally see that now.
There was a guy on the bridge of Frieza's ship that was a frog. It's like the exact same guy thing. It was like pretty much that guy from Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it totally looks exactly the same.
Usually the bad guys and the henchmen are unique, and like, but like everybody else is pretty much like the same.
Cool.
But so you're fucked if you watch it. Just like us. So anything else you have?
That's it.
That's the end of that show. So, I guess there were a couple like things before we go on to the down shit of this. Okay. I felt like there should have been like a full intro and ending to this movie. Like they did that thing where like they brought him back and then they did like that little weird thing where it was just like Dragon Ball and then it was just like Resurrection of F. I was just like, it was like 2 seconds long.
Yeah, was that like, that couldn't have been the actual...
I think that had to be like...
That had to be the American.
And they do that a lot, and I hate that so much.
Yeah, I could tell that was out of place.
Because, like, It
was just... You have... The movie starts, you're in the scene,
yeah.
Like, in the middle of a scene, it just cuts to that.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like an intro for like a James Bond movie, but at least a James Bond movie has an intro.
Right.
And, like, the ending for this wasn't... It's not like it didn't have an ending. It's just they showed the movie at the end and as the credits scroll.
Oh, yeah, like 80s sitcom style.
Yeah.
Like, Full House was brought to you.
Yeah. But it sucked because it wasn't even that funny. It was, like... It was just the movie being replayed. Right. And you had just seen it, and it was like...
Yeah, I remember we just saw that, like, a few minutes ago.
Like, the endings used to be, like... You know, you would see characters doing stuff, like, that they normally wouldn't do, or you would... You know, just something extra, but it was, like, nothing.
They should show outtakes.
That would be funny, like from the actors or whatever.
Or from the characters.
That would be funny too.
Yeah.
Huh, what have
I've
I
seen
done
that before. Some stuff.
And then, the intro should have just been an actual intro. They should have done something like... I'm still, like, they have an intro to the show. Why didn't they just put that in? They could just reuse that fucking footage. Instead, they were like, Dragon Ball, fucking... Okay, here's the fucking movie. We got your money.
You're like on to scene 2 now.
Yeah.
Like, wait, huh?
I wanted like more explanation, but like behind like the mention of like Bulma's sister, which is the first time this has ever been mentioned in any Dragon Ball anything.
Really?
Yeah, and like that space cop, because it just came out of nowhere. He just landed and he was like, "Hey guys," and I was like, "What?" Like, Frieza should have like killed someone. I put that down. Like, there's just no consequences in this movie, and it.
Well, he
killed his own.
He threw those guys out of the spaceship.
He killed his own people.
Yeah, but then like they all got sucked back in and they were okay.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
I didn't quite.
Not only that, but like on like Planet Namek, when they were trying to find the Dragon Balls, he was going around killing innocent people, and like they would like run away, and he would like fucking cut their heads off and stuff. He was fucking bloody, and it was like awesome. But like, because that's how you were like, wow, this guy's like if you know, if he finds the heroes, they're dead. But it was like, you know, it's horrible. Okay, so I guess I've already started shit talking, so.
Better finish what you start, boy.
I felt like that Goku fight was like too long. Especially since it didn't mean anything, because at the end when Frieza destroyed the planet, he went back and just killed him.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a 20-minute long like stall tactic.
Yeah, I was ready for it to end when it did.
Yeah. Which sucks because like the whole time Vegeta was just standing there and he didn't even come in, and I was just like, it was a lot of like, I'm going max from the start. Yeah, me too. Just kidding. I lied. Me too. Like,
yeah.
What? I think I've said this like 800 times. Like, really, there was zero threat in this movie.
Yeah.
Especially because Frieza, like Goku killed Frieza. Halfway down the series, someone else killed him. When he came back as like, you know what I mean? When they talked about that, where like Trunks came from the future. Mm-hmm. By this point, he was zero threat to fucking like, even Gohan should have been able to kill him. You know, like just Piccolo could have killed him probably at this point. But the problem is they did that whole thing where they were like, I've never trained a day in my life. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you just came out of the womb like fucking buff as shit. Like that was, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that where they retconned it. But he was like too easily defeated. Which, I mean, I guess it took a long time, but they could have cut out that fight. I felt like there was like more characters in the show that should have been involved.
Really?
Yeah. Like they had that whole fight, and I was like, what if they had every character that was like a main character in the show involved in that? That would have been awesome.
Could have been like a Godzilla Final Wars situation.
Exactly. Because those guys were expendable. They were like the guys in a fucking like Dynasty Warriors game. They were just there to get destroyed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. Or do the flip of that where all the guys came out and they weren't strong enough to like, and like Goku finally shows up. I almost felt like Goku, by Goku not giving a shit, like he didn't even know about it. Then when he arrived, it was no big deal. You know what I mean? Because he was like, "Oh, sorry guys, I had no clue that everybody was gonna die." I was like, "You're a fucking asshole." I was pissed there was no Mr. Satan, that character I just talked about. Goten, which was like Goku's son, Trunks, Vegeta's son, Yamcha, Chaozu, or like there's a character that's stronger than almost all the other characters called Boo, and he was a bad guy at the end of the series. None of those characters fucking showed up, and I was like, what? Like, why wouldn't they bring those, at least Goten, Trunks, and Boo, like actual powerful characters? Like, I don't know. But Goku was starting to annoy me. Okay, I put again, no Mr. Satan. Not enough of Vegeta. He sat out until the end. Fuck this. Nothing seemed to change. No one died. Nothing is permanent. Fuck it. Yeah. I don't know.
So this would be like if they did a Star Wars spin-off movie, which they probably will do.
Oh, yeah.
Called like Darth Maul's Revenge.
Yeah.
Like if Darth Maul got resurrected and in the end was defeated again. It's like, well, you know, when this guy was first introduced, we thought he was...
Yeah, he got destroyed by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right. He got cut in half, so, he's definitely beatable.
Right.
And sure enough, we beat him again.
Yeah, that's true. What they should have done is if they were determined on bringing back this character that had already been defeated, they should have, like... I don't know how you would go about that.
Bring him back and make him a good guy. That's what they do in Terminator, Star Trek.
That's true. I mean, like, to me, like, actually, that's not a bad idea. I was actually thinking, but like if they had brought him back like at the very beginning of the series, like not series, but the movie, and he was about to take his revenge, like maybe okay, they say he's powered up and he's on evil footing even footing. And
he's on evil footing.
He's like,
oh my god.
And like, they're about to go at it, but then like some person shows up that's like more powerful than like even like Biru and like Whis or whatever, and he's like the most evil character that's ever been.
If we don't team up, he'll kill all of us.
Yeah, he's gonna destroy this universe because he just goes through universes and destroys them. See, like, why the fuck didn't they think of that? Because I mean, in the last one,
why aren't we Hollywood writers?
In the last one, at the end of the movie, he goes, I'm one of the strongest people in this universe, but there are multi-universes, Goku. And I was like, that's what they're going to do in the next one. Maybe they'll do something where Goku was bad in one of the universes. Maybe they'll do something where, like, Frieza was good or, like, something. But nope. Let's resurrect a guy that last time, he was fucking in the show. He lost. And that was, like, the first main villain, since they had at least 3 that were, like, way more powerful than him. So... Yeah. Anyway, I don't really know what more to say about this, because it sounds like I'm, like, ripping it apart. I was glad that it was in theaters, and I'm glad that you, like, came and saw it, but...
I'm glad I saw it.
There were things that definitely were not kosher about it. Like, I felt like the Battle of the Gods was a good movie, like the last one they did, but this one I felt like was just kind of a waste. Really?
Like filler?
Well, I mean, last one had more filler, that like there were less fights, but this one I felt like it was hindered by the number of fights.
They overcompensated?
Yeah. And I felt like, it's weird because Dragon Ball Z is known for the whole, like, powering up and, like, fighting. But it's like, at this point, I'm kind of, like, wanting them to do less fighting. Like, if they're going to do a fight, make it mean something.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do a fight and, like, it's just an hour-long fight and people are, like, going all over the place and they're like, oh, shit, I can't see him. It's like, okay.
Is this super successful? Like, are they going to make another one next year?
Apparently, I heard it did like a lot of money already.
Really?
I mean, regardless of what I thought of it, I'll see the next one. But it's like, and I hope they do because I want them to like make more that are better. But like so far, it's like one and one. So
really,
yeah, in my book at least for the new ones. At least they have the show. The show at least has been pretty interesting. There's no fights on it, which is good. They're 4 episodes in, and there's been like no fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
that's cool.
To me, I don't know. It's weird because like if I was younger, I would be the opposite. I'd be like, "This is fucking a waste."
Why are they talking?
Now that I'm older, I'm like, I want character development.
Yeah.
And I felt like most of the characters have not, like the characters that were evil have developed, but the characters that were at the beginning of the series have not. So it's kind of like, actually, it's probably just Goku that's never developed as far as like. Changed his attitude. If anything, he's become more of an asshole because he's like, you're arrogant, and he's just like, I know, I'm fucking the best. I'm fucking John Cena. I'm Hulk Hogan, brother. I can't lose. It's like
I'm not a racist.
I know. I know he's not gonna lose because he's fucking in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
So, Jesus. Felt like I don't know what to really say much more about that movie. Because I just keep thinking about, the only thing I can really think about is the fight where they're all fighting, like, different characters.
Yeah. And
that was cool. But, like, it was just so... I don't know. There's just so much more I could talk about that just nobody would get, and it wouldn't matter. I would just be, like, taking a shit and be like, what do you think of this? Somebody would be like, it's shit. I'm like, but it looks so much different to me. It's like, okay.
All right.
So, yeah. Anything else we need to talk about?
I think we
covered pretty much everything that we need to talk about. So,
in summary, A+, 10 stars.
In summary, if you're gonna go see a Dragon Ball Z movie in theaters right now, make it that one.
I give it 8 thumbs up out of 5.
I gave it Z thumbs up. No, I thought it was.
I give Resurrection F a B+.
More like F you to the fans. No, I felt like, I think that they set out with good intentions to make this a movie for the fans.
Yeah, probably too good of intentions.
Yeah, I think maybe
F
like...
for fan service.
I think the problem was that I don't know. Maybe I'm like one of the maybe I'm like one out of a million, like fans that thinks this that feels this way.
I doubt it.
Because, I mean, I think everybody else is probably still in that mode where they're like, I want a fucking million fights, and there's like, slobber coming out of their mouth. They like walk away from the shit and their knuckles are dragging on the ground.
Jesus.
What?
You're categorizing Dragon Ball Z fans, which you're one of,
as knuckle draggers.
Fucking Neanderthals.
Well, pretty much. I mean, that's the reputation that they have, kind of.
I don't know.
I mean, if you even said it's the base of the base.
I didn't say that.
Well, no, like at the beginning you said the story...
The story is very simple.
And that's what it is, and pretty much